Supercross live on supercrossonline.com. Kevin Barnett, Jim Holley, Anaheim. The opening round has concluded. Jim, a wild night. We'll start out with the 250s, and it was Jason Anderson in the last left-hand turn on the course getting aggressive.
Well, you know, I talked to Cole Seeley, and he got aggressive, but you know, I'm not so sure a few of those lap riders didn't put a little bit of a hindrance on Cole Seeley there. But
yeah, there were three guys in that turn.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where, you know, late in the race like that, it's the last lap of a 15-lap main event, and you see lappers, and you know, you're leading it. If you're the guy in second, you see he's going to the left, I'm going to the right, you know, and it's unfortunate. But you know what? Cole Seeley's in a good spot. I mean, you know, it's not a bad way to start out the championship.
Cole Seeley and Jason Anderson showed they had next level speed behind them. There was a pretty good battle going on between Dean Wilson and Zach Osborne. Osborne came out on top of that, but it was back and forth for most of that main.
Well, and you know, I found something else interesting being on the floor here. That actually started before the gate even dropped, because Dean Wilson was in Zach Osborne's spot. Zach Osborne had a better gate pick, and he kicked him out, and there were some words being said before that gate even dropped. So that carried over into that main event. But I guarantee you they're going to have to put on new plastic before they head down to Phoenix on both that Kawasaki and Honda. But you know, not a bad way also to start out that championship for Osborne, getting on that podium. Getting
on the podium, and also the Nuclear Cowboys whole shot does go to Jason Anderson, so he picks up not only the win, but he also picks up $1,000 from Nuclear Cowboys. In the 450s, this, I thought, was a remarkable race, because you looked up at lap 8, lap 9, there were 4 or 5 guys all within about a second and a half. No one was really able to spread it out for most of the race. It was Villopoto and Roczen early.
Yeah, and Villopoto, you know, I asked Kenny Roczen, you know, after that win, I said, hey man, this was probably just like a practice day at you guys, you know, 1 and 2 out there. He said, yeah, and then unfortunately Villopoto lost the front end there and just kind of low-sided it. But you know, he collected an extra $1,500 from Nuclear Cowboys for that whole shot. But you know, I was more impressed with James Stewart. You know, he was buried in the back of the pack.
He had the speed.
He came up and definitely had it, and Barsha was back there, but Barsha didn't materialize. And you know, it's just unfortunate. Lap 16, the whoops got a hold of James Stewart, but these guys were pushing it tonight out here. And how about Chad Reed on the podium there? He must have made that right choice, and with that Kawasaki and stuff. But he's not happy with that bike, and we're going on to Phoenix next week. He's never won down there in Phoenix in the 450 class.
So all the contenders we thought at the beginning of the year were going to be a factor, they certainly were here in the opening round. And I just wonder how long till Ken Roczen gets his eviction notice from Ryan Villopoto after a win here.
Well, it's going to be a little awkward. You know, Villopoto's a great champion, you know, and if you're Ryan Villopoto, you got to be happy with the 4th, you know, although he would have been 5th, but Stewart handed him that gift. You know, 16th last year, so 16th to 4th, not a bad way, but it might be a little awkward on Monday when they go back to riding together. But, you know, I mean, you know, Villopoto's good. He's probably happy for Kenny, and you know, in the back of his mind, he said, I probably helped the guy, you know, because I'm pushing him, he's pushing me, and we'll see what happens. But I want to also make one other note. Eli Tomac, I checked with one of the Geico Honda guys, and when he went down there, his shoulder, he hurt his shoulder, it swelled up, his hand was numb, so maybe, possibly, hopefully he'll be back for next week, they said, but that's why Eli Tomac having problems in that heat race.
Yeah, he and Jake Weimer getting tangled up early in their heat race. Weimer able to return, had to go through the last chance qualifier in order to make the main event for the number 12. But it was a great night of racing, great night for KTM. What a fantastic evening. They take number 1 in the 250s, they take number 1 and number 2 on the 450 class. So KTM walking away strong from week 1. Next up, Phoenix.